Alright guys, welcome back. I haven't put a video out for a few days, dealing with some issues, health and whatnot, and kind of like dealing with a couple of other things, work related, very busy, which is good. At the same time, I still haven't gotten a thank you or any kind of like consideration while we work through the pandemic, exposing ourselves, well, the pandemic, the fake, whatever. But still, nonetheless, I still haven't gotten any kind of thank you or gratitude. But, you know, you make choices in life and it puts you in a situation where you're at, and you got to deal with what the reality of your life is. And this is my life right now, so maybe I'll make some changes in the future for the better. For right now, this is where I'm at. Couple of things. Politicians and celebrities that support the thugs, not the protesters. Protesters, if you're out there protesting and you solely want to just, you know, have your voice heard, have your little slogans heard and your signage, you know, you use your arts and crafts and you went and did a sign and it makes you feel better. And you know, you just want to get you know, your feelings out. That's fine. The looters and the rioters, the thugs that are out there, celebrities and politicians that support them are just as corrupt. And listen, if this is the America they want, that's great. Let's have two Americas. Let's separate. I know we can't have succession because it takes an act of Congress, and I think it will almost be impossible for states to exit the United States. I mean, it has to. I don't even know what the vote count. It would have to be almost, I think, unanimous. But I have to do my research on that before you can. But maybe if we have all this civil unrest go through the whole summer. And of course, the act right now is civil war, because it is basically it's like a soft civil war. Like, you can't really use soft. I don't know what to say, but it's civil unrest. And when you put boots on the ground in America, troops to stop the thugs and the rioters, you're actually putting Americans against Americans, and that to me is a civil war. Right? So basically we're at that point where we got to have armed military in the street, you know, cops getting shot in the head. That's not good. That's not good for society. When there's a collapse in the rule of law, there's no society. We don't have society structure right now. Now, where I'm at is basically, you know, kind of business as usual, but, you know, there's cities, you know, most of them are blue cities, democratic cities, that are under siege from these thugs, and, you know, they will continue because there's no one condemning it on their side. They're actually supporting them. So they'll keep on doing it because they're getting support, you know. Now, when they start to go into the suburbs and hurt families, then there's going to be a great civil unrest. Now, that brings me to all these patriots and 2A people. Where, you know, like this, I know of like 5 militias in my general area. You know, they're not mobilizing to help anybody. All these guys that hang guns, and buy ammo, and buy these rifles, they're ornaments in their. I think they use them to hang their clothes, because none of those guys are out there. Not that you would want that, because that's vigilante, but you know, they're all talk. From what I'm seeing like places like Oklahoma. These are states that they love their guns. Tennessee, Texas, Louisiana, Florida, and they're having riots, and I don't see armed militias out there trying to, just at least trying to intimidate. You don't want to pull a gun on a citizen for breaking into stores. Let them break into Targets and Amazon and Macy's. You know what? More power to them. But when they go after private citizens in their cars, in their homes, that's when we need the militias. And where are they? Nowhere. So, I'm also I'm like on Facebook. I subscribe to their pages. I cancel my I got out of their subscriptions because they're all full of crap. They talk a big game, but none of them had done anything. So for all the support for the Second Amendment, a lot of good is doing us right now because this is when you're supposed to. You don't want to uprise, but you want to be protection. You want to be protection for your neighbors and for your neighbors' businesses. And I'm not seeing that happening. So, whatever. Those are just, like I said, they buy all these guns to shoot pigs and quail. And, you don't want to shoot people, but, why have all this armament to shoot pigs and quail and deer? It just defeats the purpose. It is basically what it's supposed to be meant for, to stop the uprising of a tyrannical government. And I feel that the Democrats have become a tyrannical government. And they're, especially in democratic cities like, New York and Minnesota and the places where they're having these, Columbus, Ohio, these riots, and Los Angeles, Oakland, even Las Vegas. Nevada is a blue state. It's surrounded by a few red states, but it's a total blue state. And so they let their, as hard ass as those cops are, the Las Vegas PD, they are hard dudes. They placate to the crowd too. They roll back and, they take a position and they roll back on the position. They don't hold steady. Anyway, this will continue. You don't want to fire on citizens, but there's going to come a point where they're going to go after the innocent. And all it's going to take is that process to put us over the edge. Just my opinion, my thoughts. I think that a lot of people feel like this, and it's coward talk to talk about it and then do nothing when it happens. It's just cowardly talk. But my family, I am the barrier between them and my family. I will lay down my life, and my family knows that. My life, I will lay it down. I can spend my entire rest of my life in a 12 by 12 cell, and I will kill as many as I can to protect my family. I don't care about being in jail. Read some books, work out, eat, I'll be fine. You know what? Life will go on. I'll miss my family and everything, but at least they will be alive and protected. Because if anybody comes after me, they're going to come after my family. Yeah, I'm laying down my life. And, that's basically how it's not coward talk. If I'm going to back it up, then I will back it up. And, I think those of people who know me from New York and know me from my past, know that I talk and I back it up. So, that being said, you guys, I hope everyone's being safe. Now that we're clear of this fake pandemic or pandemic, and life is sort of getting back to normal in the sense that we're not hearing so much about COVID, and now we're just dealing with the riots.